Good day po. Ang topic po namin ay about gateway protocols, password, and encryption. Gateway protocols refer to communication protocols used by network gateway to enable communication between different networks. A gateway in the context of computer networking is device or software application that connects to different networks, allowing them to exchange information. Gateways are essential for enabling communication between networks that may use different protocols, addressing stream or data format. Gateway protocol facilitates the exchange of data between different networks. Yung gateway protocols daw po ay isa po sa mga protocols para magkaroon ng communication between two or different networks. Ang purpose po ng gateway protocols ay siya po yung mga facilitate o nagpa-process ng mga data para makadaan sa iba't ibang network. Mahalaga tong protocol na to kasi siya yung nagiging daan para makapag-exchange ng information between two networks. Some common gateway protocols: Hello protocols, border protocols, interior gateway routing protocol, open shortest path first, enhanced interior gateway routing protocol, routing information protocol, intermediate system to intermediate system. Hello protocol that the inner gateway employ for interior communication. Find the path with the less delay time in order to calculate the shortest path to the other network. Yung hello protocol daw po ay protocol na ginagamit ng inner gateway para po magkaroon ng communication sa ibang network. Ang pinagkaiba lang po nito ay ino-compute niya yung mga shortest path papunta sa mga other network. Binabase niya sa shortest path kasi less delay time ng calculating. Yung shortest path napapabilis niya yung communication ng different networks. Border Gateway Protocol. Internet's virus anonymous system communicate with one another over the standardized exterior gateway protocol BGP to the exchange routing and researchability data protocol that router use to decide which domain to router traffic through. Yung BGP daw po ito daw po yung ginagamit ng external gateway para magkaroon din ng communication yung mga networks. Ang pinagkaiba lang po nito ay dinidetermine niya yung mga best network routing para makapag-transmit ng data. Ang BGP din ay design para mag-exchange ng routing information para sa mga anonymous system o AS naman nito ay yung mga largest network gaya ng mga internet service provider network. Open Start Path First. Interior Gateway Protocol IGP employed by the single autonomous system called OPS Optimal Routing Path with the Intership Internal Network. Yung protocol na daw po naman na to, ginagamit din ng inner gateway na ginagamit to ng link stage protocol to pass information from a router to nearest router. Link state protocol na ginagamit din ng link state ng algorithm para makahanap din to ng shortest path para sa mga mabibilis na data transfer. Routing information, RIP. Inside gateway protocol that is less complicated that OSPF called the RIP determine that optimal route to the destination use distance vector technique. Yung RIP naman po, yung RIP protocol naman po, ginagamit ng ginagamit to ng internet gateway para magkaroon din po ng communication over network. Kagaya po ng hello protocol o na kinakalculate din yung mga shortest path pero hindi based delay time. Binabase niya yung mga completion based sa distance. Next.
So yeah, no. What is a password? Password is a combination of characters that is used during the authentication process to confirm a user's identity. Usually used in conjunction with the username. Uh, Passwords are meant to be known only to the user and grant access to a particular device, program, or website. Password can be any length and it can include special characters, numbers, and letters. So, maybe lahat naman tayo familiar na kung ano yung isang password. Combination lang siya ng mga characters para sa authentication process. Halimbawa, sa maglalagin ka sa mga Facebook, sa social media, or sa mga websites online. ah, para ma-confirm yung ah, identity ng isang user kung siya nga ba yun. Saka lang siya makakapag-login kung tama yung may input niyang password. Ah, Authentication lang siya para ma-grant ng access, makapag-login sa isang device or program or website ang isang user. Yun lang. How to create secure passwords. Passwords, when carefully created and protected, increase safe and secure interactions online and in the workplace and can prevent password cracking. To maximize the strength and efficacy of passwords, organizations often establish password policies. These policies are designed to help users create strong passwords and adopt best practices for managing login credentials. Below are few examples of the practices that contribute to effective password management and creation. A minimum length of 8 characters and the maximum between 16 to 14 characters. While there is no limit to the length of a password, it does reach a point of diminishing returns. Yun. Uh, Minimum length na 8 characters, max is 16 to 64. Siyempre hindi naman natin kailangan ng gano'ng kahaba, pero minimum 8 and usually meron siyang and the next is include both uppercase and lowercase letters with case sensitivity. This increases the number of variables at play and therefore its difficulty. Kung may uppercase and lowercase, mas hihirap yung password, mas mahirap siyang ma-crack ng mga hackers. Use at least one number, use at least one special character, avoid using easily guessed elements such as names of children, pet names, and birthdays. Yun nga yung mga madadaling mahulaan, halimbawa yung mga names ng mga children, pet, and birthdays na pwede nilang makita nila ng mga hacker is, 'di ba madali namang ma-access yung mga gano'ng information. 'Pag nakita nilang gano'n, kung gano'n lang kadali yung ano, pwede nilang ma-try and madali nilang mabuksan. And consider using a password management tool. Yung mga tools na mga management password na pwede nating gamitin para yun mag-create siya ng mga secured na password na pwede nating magamit na kaiba. para mas sumirap yung password natin, yun. And hindi siya madaling ma-crack ng mga hackers. How to avoid weak passwords? Users and businesses should strive to eliminate common password vulnerabilities that threat actors tend to look for or the hackers. With social media being more present than ever before, any recognizable personal information can easily be obtained by a persistent cybercriminal. Common weaknesses include readily available data such as house addresses, making your password use the word password, numbers that are sequential, example 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Yun, sobrang dadaling hulaan yung mga ganyang password kaya yung mga cybercriminal madali nilang ma-a-access yung mga ganyan kasi common na. And including readily available data such as house addresses, birth dates, family names, and pet or kid names. Yun nga yung madali nilang ma-access lalo na sa social media ngayon. Makikita na yung mga information natin, yung mga data natin. Kaya puwede nilang magamit 'to kung ganito yung gagawin mong password, madali nilang kayang-kaya nilang buksan yung account. Kaya kailangan nating iwasan yung mga ganitong, passwords. Alternative, methods to passwords, other authentication methods that can be combined with or in place of passwords. These options include two-factor authentication. To use two-factor authentication, a user must provide two authentication factors, which can be a combination of identity, such as their fingerprint or eye scan, their possession, such as their ID card, security token, or smartphone, and their knowledge, such as their password or PIN. Yun, two-factor authentication, usually Facebook gumagamit nito, di ba? Meron silang 2FA. One-time passwords or OTP. An OTP is a password that is created automatically and is only used to authenticate a user for a certain transaction or session. These passwords are usually kept on security tokens and are changed for each usage. And OTP, isa siyang parang naki-create lang siya i- ino-authenticate niya lang yung user sa isang certain session lang or transaction. Usually, GCash yung gumagamit nito, 'di ba? Pagka mag magse-send ka ng magta-transfer ka ng money, nilalabas mo ng OTP para i-confirm na may magte-text muna sa'yong OTP sa mobile number mo to confirm bago ma-send yung pera, gano'n. Biometric techniques use physiological traits like fingerprints or retinal scans or behavioral traits like speech recognition and typing habits to authenticate people. And biometrics naman is yung sa mga physical natin, like yung fingerprints na natin, yung facial recognition, gano'n. Marami ring gumagamit nito. Multi-factor authentication or MFA is akin to two-factor authentication but allows for more than two authentication methods. Additionally, it makes advantage of the user's knowledge, possessions, and identity. Ah, yung multi-factor, parang two-factor authentication lang siya. Ah, Pinaibahan lang is mas maraming multiple multiple authentication methods yung pwede nating magamit dito. Di tulad sa two-factor is dalawa lang. So, ayan 'no, what is encryption? Encryption is a way of turning plain text into a secret code called ciphertext, making it unreadable to hackers and online snoopers who might try to intercept it. Only the intended recipient of the special key can decrypt the message and read it into plain text. The cybersecurity technique is all about making sure that only people with the right decryption key can access the information. So, ayan 'no, some of us may be aware of what encryption is. And uh, encryption is turning plain text into a secret code called ciphertext, like itong plain itong hello, usually 'pag nag-enter tayo ng information online, halimbawa, hello, ah, gagawin niya siyang isang secret code na ciphertext which is this, ah, which which usually contains yung mga, ah, iba't ibang letters, numbers, and merong mga special characters para hindi siya mababasa, hindi siya magagamit ng mga hackers, ah, na puwedeng gamitin sa masasamang bagay yung mga data, yung mga personal information natin. Only the intended recipients or halimbawa yung pinag-sendan mo ng message, na merong special key, sila lang yung makakapag-decrypt nung encrypted na data. 'Pag decryption is, ah, yung encrypted na data natin which is hello, tapos, ah, ginawa na siyang ciphertext, which means encrypted na siya. Decryption is meron kang gagamitin na key para ide-decrypt mo siya para mabasa mo na yung pinakalaman talaga which is hello, mabalik mo siya sa plain text, gano'n encryption. If you've ever noticed a website's address starting with HTTPS, uh, the S means secure. It means the website is using an encryption to keep your data safe. Virtual private networks or VPNs also rely on encryption to keep your data private from prying eyes. With so much of our data being managed and stored online, from making online purchases into logging into social media, it's crucial to understand how encryption keeps our personal information private. So yun nga pagka nag-browse kasi sa mga website makikita natin yung sa URL mga make HTTPS, which means yung mga website na yun is merong mga certificate yan online, gumagamit sila ng encryption. 'Pag nakita naman natin walang walang S dun sa HTTP, usually disappear yung mga gano'ng website kaya kasi hindi hindi gumagamit ng encryption. Next is, data encryption's importance. Data encryption is crucial because it shields information from hackers and other cybersecurity risks while also assisting in maintaining individual privacy. From a regulatory standpoint, encryption is frequently required for enterprises operating in the healthcare, education, banking, and retail sectors. So very important talaga siya lalo na sa mga businesses or malalaking company and lalo na yung mga banking natin or healthcare para ma-secure yung mga information or data ng mga users natin para hindi sila magamit sa kung ano pang crimes ng mga hackers na nagta-try na pumasok dun sa mga system natin. When do we need to use encryption? It is important to encrypt when using or importing files, data, or messages online that include private, sensitive, or classified information such as sending an email, yun, entering your financial information. Mga financial information natin, sobrang important yan. Kailangan encrypted talaga kasi pwede ah, mabuksan ito, mawala lahat ng mga pera natin, lalo sa mga bank. Sharing confidential reports, um, and sharing your personal information like address, mobile number, yun. Mga puwedeng magamit ng mga hackers sa'tin, ah, para gamitin yung mga identity natin or malaman yung mga address natin. Kailangan talaga encrypted yung mga data natin sa mga ganitong klase ng, information, yun lang. So yun, dito naman tayo sa types of encryptions. Symmetric encryption, also known as secret key encryption, uses the same key for encryption and decryption. Symmetric crucial ciphers are considered less expensive to produce and don't take as important computing power to cipher and decipher, meaning there's no friction in decrypting the data. Purpose is that if an unauthorized person gets their hands on the key, they will not be able to decipher any information and data transferred between the parties. So, yung symmetric encryption nga is also known as secret key encryption. Ah, Simple lang naman siya. 'Di ba nga yung plain text, i-encrypt niya lang siya, then magiging ciphertext. Ah, yung paano siya ma-e-encrypt, gumagamit siya ng secret key and then encrypted na siya turn into ciphertext. Yung decryption niya is, same lang yung key na gagamitin para ma-decrypt siya, para ma-turn na uli as plain text, 'yun. Same key lang yung gagamitin sa encryption and decryption. 'Yun lang yung symmetric encryption, madali lang. Oo. Symmetric encryption naman is, data is encrypted and decrypted using two different keys in a symmetric encryption, also known as public key cryptography. For encryption reasons, the first key, also referred to as public key, is freely shared by all parties. That means that anyone with the public key can send an encrypted message. The communication can only be decrypted by people who hold the second key, also referred to as private key, because the keys are separated. Asymmetric encryption is recognized for its higher level of security. Nevertheless, this comes at a high price, higher production costs, and higher processing demands for the decryption. This is explained by the public encryption's often enormous size. Yung asymmetric encryption naman is, dalawang key yung ginagamit niya, which is public key and private key. Ah, Ginagamit niya yung public key, ah, yung mga users is gumagamit ng public key, halimbawa magse-send ng information para ma-encrypt yung data and ma-turn siya as ciphertext, yung plain text na yung ciphertext encryption. Then, para ma-decrypt yung data, ah, kailangan meron kayong access dun sa private key, ah, para lang ma-decrypt yung data and tsaka lang siya made-decrypt. So, ang kinaibahan lang nito is, yun nga, dalawang key yung ginagamit. Yung sa symmetric encryption, isang key lang, and yun na yung ginagamit sa encryption at decryption. Dito dalawang key, and ah, mas mataas yung production cost nito 'pag gagamit ka nitong ganitong type ng encryption, kasi malaki yung processing demands niya, ah, explained by the public encryption's enormous size. Usually malaki kinakailangan nitong processing, lalo sa yung mga specs ng computer kailangan malaki kasi medyo complicated yung mga algorithm na ginagamit. Kaya usually hindi 'to ginagamit. Ah, Dito naman tayo sa common encryption algorithms. Ah, we have the data encryption standard, which is DES, developed in the early 1970s. DES is an encryption system that the US government approved in 1977. With only 56 bits, the DES key is no longer relevant to the current technological landscape. Nevertheless, it had an impact on the advancement of contemporary cryptography, as researchers sought to expand on its theories and create more sophisticated encryptions. Uh, Next is triple DES. This was the next development in DES. It is a symmetric key block cipher that applies data encryption standard algorithm three times to each data block. DES was widely used for secure communication and data encryption, as, but as computational power increased, its 56-bit key length became susceptible to brute force attacks. Triple DES was introduced to enhance the security of DES by applying it multiple times with different keys. Lastly is the Advanced Encryption Standard, or AES, originally adopted by the US government in 2001. AES is currently the most widely used encryption technique. It was created using a concept known as substitution permutation network, which is a 128-bit block cipher with keys that can be 128, 192, or 256. Uh, Ito naman yung example ng mga common asymmetric encryption algorithms. RSA stands for Rivest-Shamir Edelman, the two MIT scholars who originally published the methods using 77 description. One of the first types of asymmetric encryptions was RSA. Factoring two prime numbers as an additional value yields the public key. Data can be encrypted by anyone using the RSA public key, but only an individual is aware of the prime numbers can decrypt the data. RSA keys can be very large. 2048 to 4096 bits are typical sizes and are thus considered expensive and slow. RSA keys are often used to encrypt the shared keys of symmetric encryption. So yung RSA is yun nga, isang type ng asymmetric encryption algorithm. Ah, Usually ang ah, ginagawa dito sa RSA is ah, 'pag na-encrypt yung data using the public key, ah, para ma-decrypt yung data kailangan alam mo yung dalawang prime numbers na ginamit sa encryption ng data. Yun, ganun yung idea. Uh, ellip elliptic Next is elliptic curve cryptography, which is ECC, an enhanced type of elliptic curve based finite field asymmetric encryption. The technique offers the strong security of huge encryption keys in a more compact and effective package. At 256-bit elliptic curve public key, for example, should provide comparable security to uh, 3072-bit RSA public key. It is frequently used for symmetric encryption and digital signatures. Uh, and then, thank you po.